Alright, noobs, we're back with another Road to 2100 series on chess.com. I'm your boy, Chess Daddy. Yeah, rar. And we're gonna be. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm getting to 2100. All the moves I'm playing, everything I'm seeing on the board with my massive brain, guys. It's at least three times the size of any other chess YouTuber that you will ever see. So, yeah, if you guys like that, subscribe. Let's get into a 10-minute game. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to play like a beast like me. So, we're rated 2026 right now. So, we got about 75 rating points to go to get to 2100. Got a game against Lord Burbs. Not gonna lie, that is kind of a baller name. Like, I am a bit intimidated. Lord Burbs. Let's play this line against this. So I'm gonna get my bishop outside the pawn chain and play this. And then I can develop my dark square bishop. But the reason I get the bishop out first is because if I just play e6, my bishop is kind of stuck behind my own pawns for the rest of the game, and I don't want to allow that. So I think here actually I will. The issue is if I take, I can't continue with my plan because he has a check with the queen. Actually, no, he doesn't because I can block here. So we will actually take, just so I don't lose time, right? Because he's forced to take back, and I can continue with my plan without wasting time. This check doesn't do anything because I can play this. So it's good to just think ahead of time, even though that was kind of my plan initially. It's good to calculate out and, make sure you're not fucking up, which I do quite often, and so does everyone else. So yeah, just classic moves here. We get the bishop, scoping towards the king, castle the king to safety. Safety first, guys. Always wrap it up, if you know what I mean. And then we gotta kind of see what our plan is here, right? So one thing we want to do is maybe go for a pawn push here and here. I can see that working out pretty well for us. So maybe we... Oh, well, maybe not anymore. He changes it. He changes the structure. So maybe one idea is to kind of get a battery going. Go for that. We could also go for this weak pawn with our rook. That's another idea we could do. I think we need to bring the bishop here to cover this square for in case he pushes there. I think that's probably what's best. And then let's get the rook kind of aiming at that weak pawn, okay? Let's take advantage of this weakness he created. And maybe I'll play this and this next. All depending on what he does, of course. But I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. I think we're probably slightly better here if I had to guess. He's just going to keep it pushing, okay? Could go here, trying to hop in here. The issue is he takes. If I hop in here, he will for sure take. I take my bishop. He brings the knight here. He gets that knight in for free. Ooh, but then I win that pawn. So that actually does work now with the rook here. The rook is helping us out. Otherwise, I'd have to retreat. He kind of gets his knight into the game for free. But now we're coming on strong towards that pawn. So I think we're looking pretty good here. I think the battery plan with maybe putting the bishop back here and bringing the queen here also potentially could be very strong in this sort of position. But yeah, guys, hope y'all are having a fantastic summer. Today's Friday, and I'm fixing to go play some pickleball. School some of my noob friends, they're all old now. They said they're too old to play tennis. Okay, my friends are 23. We're 23 years old. That's how old I am, by the way. You're not too old to play tennis at 23. I mean, my grandma, she played at, what, 50? So, Anyways, they said they're too old, so that's why we're going to play pickleball. So, I gotta do them dirty and destroy them at some pickleball as well. Okay. I think I'm seeing is maybe potentially go in there. Could also continue with my plan. Right now, my weakness is this knight. So if I can get that knight into the game, it'll be very good for us. Let's go here. I want to free up my pawn mobility in the center to be able to push this as well. And he doesn't have a way to kick away this rook besides retreating his knight, right? I can potentially swing the rook over into the attack. So I think this is a pretty strong move overall. Do I have a sacrifice here followed by this? That's what I'm looking at right now, guys. Because obviously if I go here first, he'll just kick it away again. I could potentially go back. So let's see. Bishop takes, king takes. His king is on that square. Do I have a sort of Greek gift idea? He goes there, queen there. He brings his knight right back. Right? That's attacking my queen, defending that square. So I can't do that. What about bishop takes, king takes, rook? I don't think it quite works here, guys. But we for sure are going to swing our rook over and attack this. And if all else, we'll just go back. He pushes here. And pushes the other pawn. I think that's the wrong pawn push if I had to presume. I really want to go freaking g5, g4, and just go for the full daddy onslaught. If you guys haven't seen my previous videos, you know I'm the inventor of the daddy attack, where I just launch all my pawns forward on the king side. Whenever I don't know what to play, guys, that's kind of like what I like to go for, Just launch all your pawns forward, and good things usually happen, I got to this rating point doing that, so I think it's a pretty, it's a proven strategy, y'all. But we're gonna play smarter. I want to take away this knight square with my pawn, because this knight here is gonna be a great defender of the king. And after I'm able to do that, I'm gonna try to maybe go for the pawn attack. But I need to take away this knight square first, or else my attack is just not gonna work. Alright, he attacks my rook. Pretty predictable. Kind of knew he was gonna do that. Now where do I want to go? I think I will go back here. I'm gonna go back to my favorite square for the rook, h6. Most natural development square for your rook, guys. Always develop your rook to h6. For those y'all listening. Actually, for those who don't know, I have a very dry sense of humor, so that's a joke. Okay, don't develop your knight to h6. It's not great, guys. It's not great. Okay, he's gonna try to undermine my pawns in the center. I think we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing forward. Kick this knight to a not so good square. And what I want to go for is some sort of sacrifice here with the rook. He wants to play his knight here, by the way, so I want to stop that. And if he takes my pawn, I'm thinking potentially rook h3 is like potentially just winning. I don't see a great defense for him. But let's see what he plays. Let's see if he stops that. He could try to stop it, that sack, by maybe playing something like this to have lateral defense. I don't see any other way he could really stop it, so Yeah, this is very interesting. If he goes for this, by the way, I'm probably going to swing my knight and try to go for this juicy square to fork the pieces as like a secondary plan. The issue is I need to stop his queen from defending this checkmate square, right? So if he pushes this, his queen is going to be able to defend h2. That's why that works, right? Okay, he does kind of see. He does see it. Okay, he saw what we were going for, and he played that. I would have played h4, because it blocks the diagonal. Like, you're leaving my diagonal open still, which play at your own risk, I guess. We're gonna go for this square, like I said previously. There's no way for him to stop it, really, because if he brings the queen over, I still go there because my bishop covers it. That's why f4 was better. And yeah, we're doing well. We also have ideas now of maybe like bringing the rook here and setting up this type of attack. Essentially, we could also push f5 and f4 after that. My boy Lord Burbs, did he just rage quit out the game? I think he might be out, guys. Oh no, he's back. He's back. Also, I don't know. I think this might have been strong as well, setting up this battery. The issue is he gives him f5, right? He wants to play f5. And that can stop that plan pretty well if he gets f5 in. I would not be surprised if he gets this move in inaccuracy. I bet what the engine wants me to do is take and plant the knight in the center. The only way for him to stop me playing the knight there would be to take the pawn, but obviously that would expose his king, right? So he'd probably take with like the queen or something. Or maybe even just the knight. And then planting my knight here. I'm sure that's kind of what the engine wanted me to play. That's more of like a positional style. I play more like tactical. I like to look for crazy ideas and try to make my opponent blunder and lose based on like different tactics. I find it just much more fun to play like that. Right. My opponent is going to play their queen there. Not really. I guess they just get out of this. Fair enough. Do I have any ideas of doing this and stacking after? Is that an idea here? I think first we have to start with this. There's no really other move for us to even consider besides that. So let's hop our knight in there. Just a nice juicy square for the knight. And now I'm considering f3 moves to rook. Take. We're starting checkmate right here, right? Probably play the queen over. Then I would have, or no, you'd play the queen here. Do I have some sort of check? I think I need another rook into the game to do that first. Well, he's gonna just go ahead and sack the rook. Do I take the rook or do I take this? Huh. We take the rook here. Take the rook here, guys. And okay. I really want to go for this to set this up. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is probably strongest actually. Let's go for this first. He'll probably slide the king over one square, and then we'll take back after that. Could also block with the knights. I'm going to take here though, of course. If he blocks with the knight. Okay, he does not. We'll take this pawn, and we were just up 2 pawns, guys. Absolutely cooking Lord Burbs. Just up the exchange, right? That's how you win an exchange, if you all were wondering. You gotta make enough threats to where they are forced to give up the exchange to get out of it. He's still gonna go for this. Double attack here, of course. Attacking my bishop. If I do nothing, he brings his rook over, and he will win this piece, pretty much. So I don't want to allow that. If I go there, the knight covers that now, so I can't do that. Maybe just like bishop back here. Bishop here. I think bishop here is best because it controls the knight. It covers this square too for any future knight jumps that might fork that in my rook. And he can't really attack this bishop because it's hiding behind his pawn, right? It's also pressuring this, so I think this is the best square for the bishop. The bishop. And now we just got to consolidate with this move here, and we will be looking pretty good. I don't think we have too many worries after that move. There's not too many ways from breakthrough. Maybe he could potentially go for ideas like this as well. Try to kick our rook away and then win this pawn after, which is what he tries to do. So we predicted my opponent there. What's the best way to counter this? Probably just go here. Let's just play very simple. Don't allow this. I was considering also bringing the rook here to fork the king and the queen, and that force exchanges, but I think he may have had something here after this, so let's just play simple, guys. Don't allow that. And he is going to attack this. I don't think that's ever really a threat though, because I go there, which would fork this and this. So I don't know exactly what he's trying to do there. Let's just bring the rook over. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not blundering a checkmate or something. I don't think so, because we checkmate him first, right? And then we take the bishop after. And now you're seeing why the bishop being on the diagonal is good, right? That was one of the reasons I put it there, was to try to cover this knight fork, which would be a very good move for him now, but he doesn't have that. So very good thing right there, guys. And now he has to somehow defend against checkmate. Maybe I think he's gonna try to like do some weird shit, like sacking a knight or something. I don't think it works though, because he needs an extra move to take that pawn and then checkmate me. He doesn't have that free move, right? Alright, he just lets me checkmate him. Alright, Lord Burbs got taken down there, guys. Absolutely destroyed. We predicted this guy's whole future. And let's go ahead and see kind of what the engine thinks and what we played like. So it says we played with 77.7% accuracy. That's kind of surprising to me, because I feel like we basically played almost perfect chess. But I think we played like a 1900. Let's see what we did wrong. We went ahead and just played this opening. Pretty much got an equal position off rip. Just doing the kind of normal moves you'll see in most of these games. They play kind of like a London setup. Like the way they're doing their pawns, they have a London setup, but their bishop isn't on the square, right? You want your bishop outside the pawn structure. So they got their bishop kind of trapped in behind their pawns. You'll see, see, I play a little bit risky, guys. Like, I like to swing the rook over and things. And yeah, had my knight on h6 for a while. It's kind of like how I like to play things here. Okay, so I wanted us to go for this type of setup right away. Interesting. And let's see, we hopped that in. So we hopped that in a little bit too early. Oh wow, this was the wrong move. So wanted us to take back. We considered that, right? I thought the material was just better. So, played this move. Oh, we took the wrong way. That's surprising. Okay. Wow, I wanted us to retreat that way. I think I might have to disagree with the engine on some of this stuff because our bishop here actually became an all-star piece. Some of these mistakes it's giving I don't feel like were actual genuine mistakes. I feel like on higher depth we played this pretty much to perfection. I'm disagreeing with you, chess.com. I think we're better than you. But yeah, guys, this is one of the videos in the Road to 2100 series. We're going to get up there pretty soon, guys. As you know, I am an absolute savage beast, and I will destroy anyone in the 2000s. You do not want to smoke. Alright, guys. Peace, subscribe, and just enjoy your summer, guys. It's summer, man. Let's go.